There has been a lot of speculation and uncertainty over the Deputy Presidency of the Republic of South Africa, whether David Mabuza is still the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, as President Ramaphosa delivers the State of the Nation address this evening at 7 o'clock. We do know that there has been a telephonic communication between the two this week, with President Ramaphosa telling Deputy President David Mabuza that he must hang 10 until the modalities of the transition of the Deputy Presidency of the party and state is sorted out, and a holistic re-look at the executive of government with the vacancy at the Department of Public Service and Administration, ANC resolutions to scrap the Department of Enterprises, take back ESCOM to energy, take back Transnet to transport, until those modalities are sorted out. But one interesting individual is the Chief Whip of the majority party, Chief Whip of Parliament, Pemmy, Majodina, will further clarify this issue of the Deputy President, if he's still even a member of Parliament. Majodina, is the Deputy President of the country still a member of Parliament? In what capacity is he here as? Because he's publicly said the President will announce that in isiZulu, President uzawusho ukuthi uMabuza usawushiyile.
Thank you very much, Sami, and to the viewers at home. I must confirm confidently that the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa is Honorable David Mabuza. I'm saying that because if a person ceases to be a member of Parliament, I was the first one to know. He has not sent a resignation letter to me as the Chief Whip of the ANC. He will be attending this session of State of the Nation address this evening on his capacity as the Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa. I think it is important to differentiate between the Deputy President of the ANC and the Deputy President of the country. David Mabuza has not yet resigned as a Deputy President of the country. And Comrade Paul Mashatile is indeed a Deputy President of the ANC, a new member of Parliament who has not as yet allocated any position in cabinet. The President is still having his cabinet, and I'm not sure when is he going to reshuffle, when is he going to think of reappointing a new president. Should he want to do that? But at the moment, Deputy President Mabuza is still the deputy until further notice.
Then why was there a rush to swear in Paul Mashatile, the Deputy President of the ANC, Park Stow, the former MEC of Economic Development in Gauteng, former MPR, swear in Sihlezi Galala, the former Cocktail Minister in KwaZulu-Natal, and also swear in Marupina Ramakgopa, the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, if the President is still applying his mind and the President has not yet affected the resignation of the Deputy President?
I think it is good to have a forward planning on time. Swearing in the new members was to give enough time and space should there be a need that President wish to get some new people, then those people must be in Parliament already. We must not think at the last minute and say who can we bring in. So we're just doing our normal routine that after the NEC and the National Conference, if needs be that certain leadership of the party must come to Parliament, we're doing that. We're not sending anyone to be a cabinet minister. That is not our responsibility. But our responsibility was to make the members of Parliament to be able to come and implement the resolutions of conference to better this country and move our manifesto forward. But when it comes to the cabinet appointment, that resides with the President.
When you look at President Ramaphosa and the holistic approach of government, particularly within cabinet, you've got the most controversial deal right now, the Tottenham Hotspur's South African sponsorship, billion rands to Tottenham Hotspur. We saw Mabuza and Mashatile, the chairperson of the Tourism Portfolio Committee, having a tit-for-tat with the Minister of Tourism within the country. As the ANC caucus, the leader of the caucus here in Parliament, the Chief Whip, how do you view this tit-for-tat between your deployees, your members of Parliament within your caucus, Minister Lindiwe Sisulu, and also Mabuza and Mashatile?
I've intervened last year in 2022 on the tensions between the Portfolio Committee ANC members and the minister. I intervened and I gave a clear line of march. It was before this thing of Tottenham Spurs. So now, this was the new thing that I've convened the meeting of the study group on tourism, including the minister, that I want to see them on Friday to clear the lines, what must happen and how. So there's been tensions in that portfolio committee. It has not just started now. It has started some time, and it has been reported to me, and I'm packaging the report for the new officials to know what are the challenges there. Indeed, there are challenges there. The minister and the portfolio committee, they are not seeing eye to eye, and now it has reached a climax. That is why we had to intervene and give a proper direction, proper political guidance on what must happen in that department.
Who's the common denominator? Because the minister is also at loggerheads with the boss, the president, particularly with the public utterances, the public letters that she's written on the judiciary, but also Thandi Mahambehlala, very vocal, also had her issues with the president. The two are seemingly at loggerheads with one another. Did the chairperson, portfolio committee chairperson, overreach in saying to the minister that the deal stops there and then?
The portfolio committee has a role of oversight. The portfolio committee oversight the budget allocated, and the portfolio committee led by Comrade Mahambehlala was saying what the portfolio committee's role is supposed to be. But as to say, can that be done without the consultation of president is neither here nor there. They were playing their role of oversight, and if they felt as a committee that this is not possible, then let's look at the nitty-gritties of that. So I don't think they've overreached. I think they are within their lane of playing an oversight. Because we're supposed to play an oversight, a robust oversight. We cannot say we are not the yes and ma'am of departments. If we think that something went wrong, there's separation of powers. Hence, we are parliament. We hold a cabinet accountable, and therefore, if that is the part of holding them accountable, to say, wait a minute. Not now, because that's what I had the portfolio committee saying, to say, given the challenges in the country, we cannot be spending such money for this. Wait, not now. Package it correctly and make us to understand. And to me, they are in the correct line.
So you are siding with the portfolio committee chairperson Thandi Mahambehlala against the minister. In what transpired in that portfolio committee meeting? The conduct of a meeting it's regrettable how the meeting was conducted. But when it comes to the content on what must happen about that sponsorship and donation, then that must be subjected to a proper discussion, and agreement must be reached to say, is it this one soccer team that we're promoting, or are there a pool of others? So to me, there was nothing wrong that the portfolio committee have said when they call ministers saying, come and account, why are you doing this? And we feel as the portfolio committee put it on hold up until further discussions. It's not about siding with this and not that one. So mine is to ensure that there is proper running of those committees, especially on the ANC side. Hence, I've called them to say, so the way they've dealt with one another, it was not good for public to deal with such matters in the way. I think there was a little bit of clumsiness on how the interaction went through that committee, but the portfolio committee cannot be instructed not to oversight. So they're playing their oversight. If there is anything that people are not happy about, then they know where to write it. There is a speaker. If they think that the portfolio committee has overreached, then let them write to the speaker as a department. Then we'll get it from that point. In 30 seconds, have you finished your report on Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma Supreme Appeal and Mervyn takes for them to be acted upon by the ANC for voting against the President's Section 89 report? I long finished that. I submitted the report on the same day, on the 13th of December. I submitted the report. The NEC condemned the action. The NEC subjected that to the incoming NEC. The incoming NEC already, it has that matter that was referred to it by the previous NEC. So what is left now is for the new NDC to take the matter forward. I long done that, because I cannot just keep quiet when people are flouting the procedures of the organization. We've acted in municipalities, so MPs are not untouchable. So they are members of the ANC, and they must be subjected to the needs of the ANC. Should they be fired?
I cannot say what the sanctions should be because I'm not NDC. I'll be conflicted when the matter is brought to the NEC. Let them be subjected to a process.
Thank you very much, Pemmy Majodina, who is the chief whip of the majority party and parliament as well. President Ramaphosa will be taking to the podium here at the City Hall at 7 o'clock this evening to address the nation on the many challenges facing the country. Load shedding, a problem that began about 15 years ago. Government dismally failing at resolving the crisis. Gweda Mantashe, Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, saying the base load of coal is going nowhere. The Minister of Environment, Barbara Creecy, saying a just transition is needed.